Hi, welcome to Batinick College Consultations video series where you can get tips and advice on how to make the college search process easy and stress-free. Today's topic is the golden ratio. That's that ratio of different types of schools you want to be applying to throughout the college application process. Now, I'm a big fan of the 2-4-2 ratio. That means you're going to be applying to 2 safety schools, 4 meets, and 2 reaches. But what's a safety school look like? Safety schools are going to be different for every person, but a safety school has 3 very important things. You know you're probably going to get in, you know you're going to get money or you can afford it, and it has your major. So what's a pretty good indication that you're probably going to get into an institution? There are lots of factors. You can look at their acceptance rate, which is how many of their applicants that are applying, how many are they accepting. But the big thing that you want to do is you want to look at their average student. You want to look at the average student's incoming ACT or SAT score. You're going to want to look at their incoming GPA and maybe what kind of classes or activities they did. If you are above and decently well above that average student that goes to that school, it's probably a safety school for you. Now we have our meet schools. So what is a meet school? A meet school for you is kind of going to be that idealistic dream school that you want to go to. Not only is it going to have your major, and yes, you want to be able to afford it, but it's going to have all those little things that you want. It's going to have the right student body size. It's going to have the right kinds of activities. It's going to be in a great location. It's really going to embody what you want in a college. Now, how do you know if a school is a meet school for you? What you're going to want to do is, again, look at that average student, and you want to be them or a little bit better. So the whole point of applying to a meet school is you're applying to a school that's going to be filled with people who are very similar to you, whether that be with your academic background or your interests, but at the same time you're still going to be challenged. And last but not least, we have our reach schools. So reach schools are schools that you're probably not going to get into. They're a little bit more of a long shot for you. So obviously, again, reach schools look different for everybody. But when you're looking at a reach school, you want to look for a school that really has that amazing program and is really going to put you on a path that you want to go to. But again, you know, if this isn't like a meet where you're probably going to get in or safety, this is kind of your dream, your long shot. So when you're looking at that average student at a reach school, you want to be probably like them or like less. Okay, so you're probably not quite their average student, or you're just about there at their average. So again, there are people like you at that institution, but people like you also get rejected every day. I always tell people, apply to a reach school because, you know, you might get in. And if you get in and they have a really great financial aid program or a really good program for your major, then hey, good for you. There's no harm in applying. So yeah, take that shot. Apply to a reach school. Now, if you're not, incredibly ambitious with this application process and you don't want to apply to 8 schools, that's totally fine. What I then recommend is a 1-to-1 ratio. So you're applying to 1 safety school, 2 meets, and 2 reaches. The whole point of a ratio like this is so that people don't get trapped. The last thing you want to do is apply to 1 safety school and 5 reach schools, and you get rejected to all of them, and then you're unsatisfied and stuck at your safety school. On the same token, you don't want to apply to a lot of schools where you know you're probably going to walk in and never take that shot when maybe you did get into that reach school. And obviously, of course, most people are going to end up at their meet institutions, or that's where they want to be. So you want to apply to more of those than, say, a safety or a reach school. Now, before I leave you, I'm just going to give you a little simulated example of what a safety, meet, and reach school might look like for a hypothetical student. Now, before I give this example, I just want to make it very clear. Your ACT and your GPA are not the only factors that are going to get you into a university. Every college is different. Some very much put a lot of emphasis on your ACT and GPA. Others really look at your writing capabilities, your resume, and your activities. So don't forget, when you're looking at an average student to compare yourself to, don't just look at the ACT or GPA. Look at their activities, their resume. If you're doing something like music, talent's probably going to be a factor in whether or not you get into the institution. So just keep this in mind. But for this example, I'm going to use someone based on their ACT score. So let's say you have a 27 ACT. A safety school for you would be a school that has an average of like a 22 to a 25. A meet school for you might be one that has an average ACT of like 25 to 30. And then a reach school for you would be that school that would have an average from like 29 to 31. Safety schools, remember, you're walking in that like top 25 percentile or higher. Meet schools, I always say to kind of be in that top 45 to 25%. And then your reach schools are a little bit more of your long shot. So maybe you're in that 75th to 50th percentile. So there you have it, guys. That is my advice on the golden ratio and what types of schools and how many you should be applying to throughout the college application process. Now just keep in mind, take everything I say and take everything everyone says with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, this is your journey, this is your college, and this is your future. So make sure you're doing this for the right reasons and finding a good fit for you. Now, I would love to work with you. If you guys ever have any questions, concerns, needs, or interested in hiring me, please check me out on Facebook and also visit my website. Both will be posted at the end of this video. Have a great week. See you next time.